In 2004, NASCAR's new points format led to one of the craziest championship battles ever. Over a 10-race span, 10 drivers fought desperately for the championship in the infamous first chase. But in order for them to even be involved in the event, each driver had to qualify to be a chaser. This was the race for the first chase. The first race for the chase came to a head at Richmond, where 15 drivers are going to try and qualify themselves into the field. Under current rules, technically all 15 could qualify for the chase, but the likeliness of that occurring would be near impossible. The way to make the chase was simple: either be in the top 10 in points, or be within 400 points of the championship leader at race's end. That championship leader coming into the night was Jimmie Johnson, winner of 4 events so far in 2004. Johnson through the first 20 races was definitively the best driver, but over the last 5 races, his average finish of 27th has brought over 11 drivers from over 500 points back to being within reach of that coveted 400 point threshold. Johnson is in no threat of falling from the chase, but he is a threat to lose the number 1 seed to this man, Jeff Gordon. Gordon has won 5 times this year, but has been a little less consistent than Johnson. He wants to try and take away that coveted first seed from his teammate and close the slim 50-point margin. Gordon is also locked in, but could lose the number 2 seed position to the most popular man on the circuit, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Winner of 4 races so far in 2004, Jr. is on pace for his best season yet, and is looking for even more. While Johnson and Gordon are both in reach, he would need many things to go his way to attain the number 2 and number 1 seed. 4th seed coming in is the 2002 champion, Tony Stewart. Stacking up 2 victories so far in 2004, he has consistently put himself in position for good runs. If he just survives tonight, he could very well find himself in a high seed coming into the chase. 5th is the reigning champion, Matt Kenseth. The last man to win in the old format, Kenseth is one of the last men locked into the chase for 2004. He finds himself in a points pocket to an extent, with it hard to lose or gain anything tonight. All Matt has to do is just make it to the next week, and he can continue his bid for a repeat. In 6th is the last man officially locked in, Elliott Sadler. While Sadler could fall all the way back to 10th in seeding, he has at least the assurance to know that no matter what happens tonight, he will not miss the chase. All Sadler has to do is try and continue his momentum he has from his win at California the week prior. In 7th is Kurt Busch, the highest man in points on the bubble. While that sounds bad at first, Kurt would need a disaster to unfold to make him fall out of the chase. The position he needs to finish to be a part of the 10 drivers is 42nd or better, and if he leads a lap at any point tonight or a single car DNS before him, he's locked in. Behind Kurt though, things get crazy. 8th place is Ryan Newman, and just like last year, his inconsistency has hurt him. He is 404 points back from Johnson and only 45 points away from falling outside the top 10. He has 2 ways to make it in tonight: either gain 4 more points on Johnson or finish 7th or better, and no matter what, he's in the chase. 9th place points runner is rookie Casey Kane, and he narrowly sits behind Newman in points. After many close runs to victory, Kane is having an even closer run to the chase. Currently 415 points back from Johnson, and only 34 points ahead of 11th. They either need to gain 15 points tonight on Jimmy, or finish 4th or better to guarantee their chase berth. Mark Martin holds the last official cut line position, only 25 points ahead of 11th place, and 424 back of Johnson. They can either gain 24 points on Johnson as mentioned before, or finish 2nd or better to officially be in the chase. The first man out in 11th place is Jamie McMurray, and he's going to need some things to go his way in order for him to be in the chase. The only real way McMurray can guarantee a spot in tonight is by winning, as it would be almost impossible for him to still be out of the chase even after victory. But if not, it's up to fate to see where everybody else lands for him to make the first chase. 12th is the 2000 champion, Bobby Labonte. Originally in by a lot mid-season, Labonte has been in free fall for the last 2 months, and either needs to gain 60 points on Johnson or 36 points on 10th place Mark Martin. Even if Bobby Labonte were to win tonight, that would not definitively guarantee a chase spot, leaving even more up to fate. 13th is Dale Jarrett, the 1999 champion. Jarrett is about 7 points back from Labonte, and needing all the same situations as Bobby. And finally, the last two drivers eligible in 14th and 15th, Jeremy Mayfield and Kevin Harvick. Virtually tied in points with 479 to 480 back, Mayfield and Harvick basically need to win and then have things go their way for them to even have a shot to make the chase. It sounds unlikely, but it is possible, and it puts them as the last two drivers to even have a shot to make the first chase. With all 15 chasers scattered throughout the field, the 43-car lineup takes the green.
Been talking about it all summer. Tonight we find out who gets in and who is left out in the chase for the Nextel Cup. We're underway at Richmond as the green flag waves.
Pole sitter Ryan Newman gets a great start and pulls points leader Jimmy Johnson through to second with him. Johnson takes advantage of breaking free and passes Newman after lap 1. Both drivers now have grabbed those 5 coveted bonus points. And the furthest back driver trying to make it into the chase is Jamie McMurray, who started 35th, weaving through traffic towards the front. As the race starts to settle in, the first caution comes out for a spun Tom Bodine. Bodine spins out right next to contender Jamie McMurray, and the race restarts again on lap 12, with Johnson yarding Newman once again. After only a lap, a caution comes out again for Kyle Petty spinning off of turn 2. And Dale Jarrett under these cautions takes the opportunity to pit and work on his car. The race restarts again on lap 18, and like before, the top two pull away. Gordon makes a move past Jeff Burton in 30 car, and Mayfield wants a spot as well. As the race progresses past lap 20, Tom Bodine officially retires from the race, which guarantees Kurt Busch his spot in the 2004 chase. He becomes the first driver to officially lock in tonight. Now that 7 officially know they are in, 8 others still have 380 laps to determine their fate. Gordon is making moves towards the front, getting past Mark Martin for 3rd. Gordon is really happy with his car, he says. He's now chasing down second place runner Ryan Newman. He soon gets him, and now it's a Hendrick 1-2 at the front of the field. Soon Jeff Gordon flies past Johnson and takes the lead as well, beginning to pull away from the field. The 2 front runners are determined to stay at the front. And as rumors swirl in the garage that the other chasers might work together to try and wreck Gordon and Johnson to get all 15 in the chase. By lap 50, still nobody's leapfrogging into the top 10 in points, but Mayfield has now moved up to 11th, right behind his teammate Kane in points. The 3rd caution comes out when Kyle Edwards spins on the backstretch, giving a break to Dale Jarrett and Jamie McMurray, who are about to get lapped. The first big cycle of stops happen, and Mayfield goes rogue, taking no tires and just fuel. Gordon takes 4 and Newman takes 2 tires for track position. Already strategy for track position is occurring, with the ultimate move being the 09 of Mike Wallace staying out on track and leading on the restart. Lap traffic wreaks even more havoc on the leaders, as Mayfield tries desperately to get past Mike Wallace. It has now been over 10 laps, and neither Mayfield or Gordon can close on Wallace. This drags the 2 Penske cars of Newman and Rusty Wallace into the picture now. And in the back of the field, approaching lap 100, Bobby Labonte and Kevin Harvick have worked to the teens in running position, slowly making progress towards the front. Finally, on lap 100, Mayfield finally goes under and leads the lap, completing the pass on Mike Wallace. Wallace fades back to 2nd, and now 3rd place runner Kurt Busch is flying through the field. He eventually gets both Mike Wallace and Mayfield, pushing the 19 back to 2nd. Even though the lead is lost for Jerry Mayfield, he still put himself in an incredible position to make the chase, at least compared to some of the other competitors. Dale Jarrett and Jamie McMurray are way back in the 20s, both struggling vigorously with poor handling cars. They are begging for a caution, as the threat of going a lap down is growing ever more imminent. By lap 123, Mark Martin and Casey Kane still hold the final 3 spots in the top 10, and Mayfield rides behind, nearly 10 points behind his teammate. Bobby Labonte is 22 back at him, and McMurray has now faded the most tonight, 64 back at 10th place now. Labonte, who has held consistent, is riding now 10th and in prime opportunity to make up more positions. This long green flag run now has pushed the race over lap 135, and Dale Jarrett is the next car to get lapped. By lap 140, not only has Dale Jarrett gotten lapped, but so has Jamie McMurray. And soon after both of them go a lap down, a caution comes out for debris from Carl Edwards, and McMurray will be given the lucky dog, leaving Dale Jarrett the odd man out. All teams make pit stops under the yellow, and Jerry Mayfield wins the race off the pit lane. He leads the field to the green on lap 147, with both him and Busch clearing the lap traffic on the inside. With Mayfield back out front, he has put himself 10th in standings ahead of teammate Casey Kane. He has only 6 points over him, and Kane has plenty of time to pass more cars. As the race goes on from 5th on back, Jarrett races among them as a lap down car, trying to get the lucky dog position. Disaster almost strikes him as he slides up the track and doors David Green. They settle out, but then in the back, cars start sliding up out of the groove, nearly crashing. The caution is called to blow off the top groove, and NASCAR takes an extended period of time to clean off the racing surface. Finally, Mayfield leads them back green on the restart on 164, and this time only Mayfield clears the lappers. Dale Jarrett races Kurt Busch hard, and Jay McMurray is back on the restart in a mosh of cars and can't seem to find anywhere to go. As the cars stack up, a pileup ensues on the backstretch, and McMurray is in the middle of it. Jamie somehow makes it through and can live to fight another day. Again, Dale Jarrett doesn't get the lucky dog, and the race restarts on lap 175 with him on the bottom groove once more. Dale races hard for the lucky dog, nearly totals Casey Mears off at turn 4, and NASCAR sends a warning to Jimmy Spencer and Casey Mears to not race each other too hard. But that doesn't stop this.
Oh, 41 that they needed to settle down, and here we go. Dale Jr.'s in it. Jimmy Johnson.
And Mark Martin's in it.
Mark Martin has spun. I don't think he got hit.
And he continues on. I don't know how much damage he has.
Yeah, I just don't.
And welcome into the 400-point number with Jimmy Johnson, because look at the damage on the nose of the 48.
Oh my goodness gracious.
If Jeff Gordon has troubles later tonight, that could bring that 400-point number.
Johnson is now out of the race, and 8 guys just got that much closer to making the chase. Johnson is more than likely to lose the championship lead, and if Gordon were to have any errors tonight, that puts nearly 15 men in the running for the championship. NASCAR says the 4-car will be parked for that incident with Mears, and the crowd cheers. Mark Martin and Jeff Gordon narrowly avoids disaster, with Jeff avoiding through the grass and Mark doing a 360 on the racetrack. Martin comes in to change the tires and to check if there was any damage. The team sees none, and Mark is now on the recovery drive to get back in the top 10 in points. Before the race goes back green, NASCAR rescinds the penalty on Jimmy Spencer, and he's allowed to stay on track. The race restarts on lap 192, and again Mayfield runs away. The green doesn't last for long, however, as Ward Burton spins in 3 and kills his car. By halfway now, Jeff Gordon is officially the points leader, and now 12 men are within 400 points of the championship leader. Harvick is only 10 out, and McMurray is only 22. Even Dale Jarrett is still only 64 out, but there's still 200 laps to go. Again, Mayfield leads on the restart with 199 to go, and just before things can settle out, Casey Kane goes spinning off of Dale Jr.'s nose, and just barely avoids the wall. He stalls the car, however, and gets trapped a lap down. Kane is now in recovery mode as well, and again Mayfield leads on the restart with 190 to go. Kane in standings is now plummeted to 12th, 21 points out of the chase, and he's going to need to get the lucky dog spot now from Dale Jarrett. But in order for either one of them to even get the lucky dog, they're going to need a caution, and the race is now settling into a long green flag run. Bobby Labonte is now moving up to the 6th place spot and racing his way into the chase with 160 to go. And now Mayfield has been caught by Kurt Busch once again, and McMurray is getting put a lap down once more. Newman and Kenseth have now caught the front 2 through traffic, but they now face the same traffic the leaders did, and finally they weave through. Past lap 250, Jeff Gordon starts to fade, as he reports the handling has completely gone away, and his fall has put all 15 in contention to make the chase. By lap 260, Mayfield pits under green to start the final green flag cycle. He hands the lead to Matt Kenseth with 136 to go, and Mayfield is good to the finish now on fuel. Meanwhile, through all of this, Jeff Gordon has gone a lap down and fallen even further back, and now Kenseth is trying to put Casey Kane 2 laps down. He clears the 9, and now the rookie is hoping for a miracle. Quickly after he's put 2 down, however, Matt Kenseth has to pit under green, giving Kane his lap back. Matt's stop is good, but they leave the wrench in the rear window of his car. He has to pit again, and now he has lost over 20 seconds worth of time. His teammate Kurt Busch now comes in and takes his service. Bobby Labonte is in with Kurt as well, and is followed by the Penske boys. With all these stops, Jeff Burton is now the leader, but he needs to pit soon as well. Stewart is right behind Burton, but he pits as well from second. About 2 laps after Tony and Burton come in, the now wounded Earnhardt is out front, and he gets the break of a lifetime. A caution right in front of him for a spinning Jimmy Spencer off the front bumper of Dale Jarrett. What's left of the lead lap cars at the pit now, and coming out the pit lane, Mike Bliss in the 80 car wins the race off pit road. But the field is completely shuffled. Kurt Busch is the leader after not stopping, and is behind 8 lap cars trying to stay on the lead lap. With 101 laps to go, the field is stacked up. Kurt though reports he is 10 laps short on gas now, hoping for cautions to save enough to the finish. As Dale Jr. passes Busch for the lead, Mark Martin's crew reports that they found a gash in one of the tires, and he about had 3 laps before it was going to go down. The person who got the most help from this caution, though, was James McMurray, who is now 7th back in the top 10, only 1 point ahead of Jeremy Mayfield in 11th. But with 86 laps to go, anything can happen. With 72 to go, Kurt Busch passes back by Dale Jr. for the lead, but he's one of the only guys in the field that can't make it all the way on fuel. But that's not Kurt's biggest issue at the time. Going into 1, he almost totals his 97 car, and barely saves it from hitting the wall. He loses first and second to Jr. and Mayfield, and that mistake has now put Mayfield back in front of McMurray in the top 10. Jr.'s lead doesn't last for long, however. Mayfield flies by Jr., and Kurt moves past him as well to second. Mayfield holds the lead for a short period of time before Kurt wheels it off the corners and catches him for the lead. With Mayfield up front now, McMurray as well, that has kicked Ryan Newman to 10th place on the bubble spot. But Mayfield loses the lead, and once again, Jeremy is on the bubble. Ryan and Bobby are racing hard for 19th and needing to make up the track position quick, but there may not be enough time. McMurray is getting desperate and touches Mark Martin. He lifts to not turn him, and Martin's teammate rookie Carl Edwards passes him for 7th. With just under 40 to go now, Kurt is trying to lap past some really good cars, making Mayfield close back in. Newman is praying for a yellow now, as he not only is about to get lapped, but he is nowhere near making it on fuel. Kurt Busch is also hopeless at the moment, about 20 laps away from running out of fuel, and even though neither can make it on gas, they race one another hard, almost bringing out a yellow. Cars with about 20 laps to go have to start pitting, as nobody expects us to run this long, and are running out of fuel. Matt Kenseth runs himself out of gas, and needed to be pushed way down the pit lane to get him restarted. Newman is praying for a yellow, knowing they will probably not make it if the yellow doesn't come out, and that means their championship hopes are over. Matt Corlin makes the brave call that they are just going to go for it and see what happens. Now James McMurray is reporting that he has lost a cylinder, and his hopes may have just come to an end. 9 to go, and about out of gas, Mayfield has caught Busch, and now McMurray's spotter is screaming to not have Mike Wallace pass him. Kurt with 8 to go runs out of gas and has to pit, and now Mayfield's in the lead, and he can go all the way. 5 to go, and Newman has 11 over McMurray now. He loses another spot to Biffle, and Mike Wallace is refusing to pull over for McMurray, and Chip Ganassi is livid, screaming on the radio at him. All this drama keeps playing out, and the white flag comes out for Jeremy Mayfield, and everybody's holding their breath, hoping they can make it on fuel. Bobby Labonte, halfway down the backstretch, runs out of fuel, and Jeremy Mayfield holds on and wins the race. Jeff Gordon somehow miracles a 3rd place run, and cuts out almost everyone outside the top 10 for the 400-point cut line. Ryan Newman's economy run pays off, and he just barely makes the chase along with making it to the finish of the race. Mayfield goes on the miracle charge to win, and he is the only man to leapfrog into the chase tonight, kicking out his teammate Casey Kane. Mark Martin gets in as well, and McMurray, Kane, Labonte, Harvick, and Dale Jarrett all have been eliminated from the first chase. Jeremy is doing burnouts everywhere he can, the front stretch, the back stretch, the corners, and where you can spin your car out. And now he can go to not only victory lane, but the ceremony for the 10 chasers who have made the first chase. James McMurray's blown engine was the ultimate deciding factor in his championship bid, finishing 11th in standings at the end. Kane's spin was the last straw that ended his chase bid, as he never recovered, finishing 12th in standings at the end of the day. A bad pit strategy and poor timing of a caution ultimately bit Bobby Labonte, as he got mired back in traffic, with the period on his title run being him running out of gas and losing 3 more spots on the white flag. Kevin Harvick was mired mid-pack all night, and never showed speed to be a frontrunner. He started the night 15th in standings and ended at 14th. And Dale Jarrett had a horrible car for most of the race. He thought he had a shot at the start, but the veteran couldn't get it done, and he is the 5th man out, 15th in standings. With that, the field is set. 10 drivers, all equalized, and ready for 10 races to decide the champion in what would be the first chase.